I don't think there is a further level of idiocy than Ray Anderson and Michael Crow. If you don't know Ray Anderson, he is good for you. He is the athletic director at Arizona State. He's the one that said publicly, for zero reason whatsoever. I love West Virginia fans, by the way, and the response to this. He said publicly, I'm not going to Morgantown. I'll send all my other deputies and people, they can all go to Morgantown. I can tell you this, going into the Big 12, I'm not going to Morgantown. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? This is you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's? Bernie, spoiler alert, Bernie dies. And he's dead. They have these couple of guys who are spending the weekend at Bernie's are propping him up. Ray Anderson and Michael Crow are the two guys propping up. The Pac-12 is Bernie, and these guys, they are propping up the dead man. Look at him. He's still alive. You couldn't be more stupid. Somebody invited you onto their yacht. This is the way. Here's an analogy for you. You can use this at your water cooler. The people like this one. Quentin Tarantino invites you on his yacht, and you're happy to be there, right? He's not the most famous person, right? But it's Quentin Tarantino. He's pretty famous. You get on his yacht, and then you reluctantly, you had a few more tickets, so you brought a couple of buddies with you. They just so happen to be Ray Anderson and Michael Crow, which they've never been on a yacht before. The yacht's the Big 12, by the way. They've never been on a yacht before that's this nice. And what's the first thing they do when they meet Quentin Tarantino? See, I just shook Tarantino's hand and said, thank you for your service of allowing me on your yacht. And then Michael Crow spit in his face and Ray Anderson kicked him in the crotch. Why? I don't know. Quentin Tarantino invited you on his yacht. Is he a weird guy? Sure. Entertainment value? 100%. Is he Clint Eastwood? No. Nobody would spit in Clint Eastwood's face. That's the SEC. That's his yacht. But this is still an awesome yacht. And what did we do? The buddies that I invited, if I'm Utah, if I'm Arizona, the buddies that I invited are just being completely stupid. Ray Anderson says he's not going to Morgantown. Why would you say that? Why would you open hand slap another member of this conference that you've just been life rafted into? And then Michael Crow, his response to getting an invite into the Big 12 is, we didn't want to do this. Again, he is the assistant to the captain of the ship. Because the captain, is it James something? Who was the captain of the Titanic? This should be in my show notes. The captain of the Titanic decided he was going down with the ship, right? This is, let's give credit to the guy. Edward Smith, sea captain. The assistant to Edward Smith was like, hey, dude, I'm going down with you. And Ed's like, brother, this is kind of my moment. Like, yeah, you're good. You can just go in the life raft. And then reluctantly, the assistant to the captain ended up in the life raft and looks around the life raft and goes, I hate all of you. I just want you to know that you're really ugly and you smell bad. And I wouldn't be on this life raft if I have to sit next to this guy. I would rather die than sit next to this guy. How do you do that? How do you do that? Can somebody please make sense to me on how you do that? It's blowing my mind. I have chills right now. I'm tearing up because I just feel bad for some people. I feel bad for a lack of awareness. I feel bad that these people exist in our society and they walk among us. Ray Anderson, 67 years old, looks and sounds a lot older. He was apparently really floored with the idea of having this streaming package on Apple. I guess he did not know what a smartphone was. He really thought the Apple TV package was going to be great. He was the guy in the Pac-12 board meeting that immediately unmuted the Zoom call and was like, dude, yes, we're in. Pac-12 is saved. And then the second the conference was not saved, the second that Arizona had to, such little brother syndrome, Arizona had to drag Arizona State into the league. And what was the response the second that Michael Crow got onto the big yacht? I hate it here. You all suck. I wish I was on my old, smaller, gross yacht. I wish I was on the ship that sunk. I don't know, man. The TV deal was embarrassing. It's laughable. $20 million is just stupid. Especially the escalators. Like, yeah, it's $20 million. You can make way more than that. You won't. they can, again, you can say your commission's going to be great, but if you can't make a sale, then your commission's zero. And then Ray Anderson, your athletic director, says, I hate it here. It's gross and weird. And then Michael Crow says, this truck stop conference is not for me. My pitch, fire him, give him the can, send those guys, Michael Crow, an Iowa State alum, threw the javelin there. I say you give him the can and you put Ray Anderson with him, or better idea, you make Ray Anderson and Michael Crow deputy commissioners of the Pac-12. And then they leave Arizona State. Well, I'll take Arizona State. I don't hate their fans. I don't hate the school. I think they're going to be a really strong addition to this conference. Ray Anderson and Michael Crow will not be really strong additions to this conference. I think you take in Arizona State, you make Michael Crow and Ray Anderson deputy commissioners of the Pac-12, and you put them in the corner with George Kliavkoff, and you let them play with blocks and Legos. And just every day, the nurse is wheeling them down the hall, and they're just TV deal. Oh, TV streaming. Oh, Apple TV. As the nurse just slowly puts them back in bed. That is the level of delusion that we are at with Ray Anderson, Michael Crow, and their buddy George Kliavkoff. If you like the Pac-12 so much, stay. You guys can stay. I'm totally good with that because the Big 12 has options, including last year's national champion in college basketball. Should they take it? Should the Big 12 make a move for Gonzaga or UConn? On Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Hey, this is your conference every day.